If you're always broke, it's probably not because you don't make enough money. It's because on some level, you're choosing to stay broke. Not consciously, but consistently. And that's a harder truth to accept because it means the problem isn't your job. It's not the economy. It's not bad luck. It's you. Here's what's strange. There are people making less than you who are somehow more stable, less stressed, less behind. And then there are people making more than you who are just as broke. Same anxiety, same paycheck to paycheck cycle, different income, same outcome. So what's actually going on? Because if money was the solution, this wouldn't keep happening. You'd hit a certain number and finally feel in control. But that moment never comes. Instead, something else happens. You earn more and your life quietly expands to absorb it. No big decisions, no obvious mistakes, just small, justified upgrades. Until one day you look around and realize you're still stuck. Be honest, how many times have you told yourself, once I make a little more, I'll fix everything? And then you made more and nothing changed? That's not bad luck. That's a pattern, and patterns don't come from your bank account. They come from your psychology. And until you understand that, you can double your income and still end up exactly where you are right now. Let's be honest for a second. You've had months where you made enough. Not millionaire money, but enough. Enough to save. Enough to get ahead. Enough to feel like you shouldn't be stressed. And yet, your account drops faster than you expect. You check your balance more than you admit. You tell yourself, next month I'll be better. But next month comes and nothing really changes. It's not that you're reckless. You're not blowing everything on crazy purchases. It's smaller than that. Subscriptions you barely notice, quick purchases that don't feel significant, upgrades that seem reasonable. And somehow, all of it adds up to the same result. You work, you earn, and then it disappears. Pause. If your income doubled tomorrow, your situation probably wouldn't. This isn't about discipline. It's about identity. Most people think being broke is about math, income minus expenses. But if it were just math, you would have fixed it already. The real issue is how your brain interprets money. You don't spend money. You regulate emotions. Every purchase solves a feeling. Stress, you buy convenience. Boredom, you scroll and spend. Insecurity, you upgrade something visible. It doesn't feel emotional because it's normal. But look closer. That random purchase, it showed up at the exact moment you didn't want to feel something. Money becomes relief. And relief becomes a habit. Here's the part most people miss. If money is your coping mechanism, you will always find a reason to spend it, even when you don't need to. Now it gets more subtle. You don't live based on what you earn, you live based on what feels normal. The moment your income increases, your expectations quietly increase with it. Better food feels justified, better clothes feel necessary, better experiences feel earned, not because you're irresponsible, because your identity adjusted, and your spending followed it. And this is why raises don't fix being broke. They just upgrade the version of broke you experience. You're not stuck financially. You're stuck psychologically at a level you keep reinforcing. And then there's this. Your brain is addicted to now. Saving feels distant. Spending feels immediate. So even if you know what's smarter, you still choose what feels better in the moment. Not because you're weak. Because your brain is wired that way and everything around you makes it worse. One-click payments, instant delivery, constant exposure. You're in an environment designed to make you impulsive. And without realizing it, you've adapted to it. Now think about this. You believe you're stable because you can cover your life. But covering your life isn't the same as controlling it. If your income stopped tomorrow, what happens? How long before things fall apart? That gap, that short window, that's the truth about your situation. That's not stability. That's dependency with a delay. So the real question isn't, why am I broke? It's, why do I keep returning to a state where money slips through my hands? Because this isn't random, it's a default setting. Every month, no matter what happens, you return to a certain level. A level that feels familiar, safe, predictable, even if that level is broke. So when you go above it, you unconsciously correct back down. More spending, less awareness, more just this once. Until you're right back where you started, not because you failed, because your system worked exactly as it's been trained to. You don't rise to your goals, you fall to your habits. So how do you break it? Not with motivation, not with strict budgeting that you'll abandon in 2 weeks. You change the system behind your behavior. Start with this. Before any non-essential purchase, pause, just for a few seconds, and ask yourself, what am I feeling right now? If the answer isn't neutral, you're not buying the thing, you're buying relief. That one question will expose most of your spending. Next, make spending slightly harder. Right now, it's too easy. Remove save payment methods, separate your spending money from your main account, force a delay before buying. You're not restricting yourself. You're interrupting impulse. An impulse is where your money disappears. Then, lock your future first. Stop saving what's left. There's never anything left. Instead, decide a percentage and move it immediately when money comes in. Automatically. No thinking, no choosing, because if it's a decision every time, you'll eventually decide against it. If you rely on willpower, you lose. If you rely on systems, you stabilize. Then comes the hard part. Redefining what feels normal. Right now, your lifestyle feels justified. That's the trap. You need to lower your baseline temporarily, spend less than you comfortably can. Not forever. Just long enough to reset your expectations. Because once your identity shifts, everything else follows. And finally, track one thing. Not every expense, not a complicated budget, just this. How much did I choose not to spend today? Train your brain to notice restraint, because what you measure, you reinforce. Right now, you're reinforcing spending. Without even realizing it, being broke isn't random, it's consistent, built on small decisions that feel insignificant in the moment. But, repeat daily. And until those patterns change, nothing else will. Not your income, not your stress, not your future. Because more money doesn't fix this, it just gives the pattern more room to operate. So the next time you wonder where your money went, don't look at your bank account, look at your behavior. That's where the answer has been the entire time.